Lauren explained that she was staying at the historic Wawona Hotel in Yosemite National Park and took a photo while standing near a window. At first, the image seemed completely normal, but later, she noticed a strange detail in the upper corner of the glass, a dark shape standing out against the reflections. The next day, she asked in the lobby whether the place was considered haunted. An employee replied that some guests really do believe in local legends, but after seeing the image, suggested it was probably a spiderweb. However, Lauren insists that the windows were completely clean at the time, and she remembers that too clearly to dismiss what she saw as dirt or a web. Because of that, the photograph remains an unsolved mystery for her, caught somewhere between an ordinary explanation and something much harder to understand. What do you think appeared in the glass? The owner of the image explained that this photograph was taken in a friend's house and went unnoticed for years. In the room, a television can be seen turned off, the screen is dark, and the power indicator is not glowing. But if viewed closely, the outline of a face can be seen in the upper part of the screen. The family claims nobody recognizes who it could belong to, and according to them, no strangers were in the room at that moment. The strange detail was only discovered years later while looking through old family photographs again. People were also disturbed by an unsettling coincidence. The man visible in the image passed away several years later from a heart attack. Although no one claims the events are connected, the photo became even more disturbing because of it. Whose face appeared in the screen? This photo was taken by Edward Nash from Edinburgh. He claims that at the moment the image was captured, nobody was inside the house. No people, no movement, only light slipping through a small gap in the curtains. He simply wanted to photograph the beautiful lighting inside the room. But in the final image, a strange detail appeared. Within the mixture of light and shadows, a figure can be seen wearing what looks like a hood or a long cloak. It appears completely still and out of place, as if standing in the room, even though according to the author, nobody was there. Edinburgh is already famous for its ghost legends and stories of old buildings that seem to remember more than they should, which made this image immediately spark unsettling discussions. Some believe it is only light passing through curtains or a coincidence of shadows. Others call it nothing more than an optical illusion created by the camera. But what was really standing there? In a photo taken by Louise Farrell during a walk through a historic location, what first appears is an ordinary landscape of an old cemetery. But later, while reviewing the images, she noticed something unusual. Among the graves, there appears to be a human-like figure walking through the scene. Its outline resembles that of a soldier. Some believe it could simply be light, fog, or a coincidence created by stones and shadows. Others note that the brain naturally completes familiar shapes, especially in places with such a heavy history. Who was walking among the graves? This photograph was taken on the property of a house and later sparked countless rumors. That night, the girl heard a strange humming sound coming from the sky, something that frightened her and left her with a strong sense of unease. Later, when she looked at the photo, her attention was drawn to something unusual in the sky, a massive dark shape that she did not see as an ordinary object, but as the silhouette of some enormous creature. She told her parents about what she had seen, but they reacted skeptically, suggesting it could have been light distortion, clouds, or an image anomaly. Still, for the girl, the photograph continues to create a deep feeling of fear and something impossible to explain. What was hovering above that house? Write your thoughts in the comments. psychic medium Christine Hamlet claimed that she managed to capture a so-called black-eyed child while visiting the Cannock Chase area, a place linked to similar stories for decades. According to her, she works with spirits and believes several child entities remain in the area, 2 girls and 1 boy. She says they are tied to the location because of tragic circumstances and unrest remains. In the published images, she claims a small girl can be seen standing near a tree. The most disturbing feature is said to be her eyes, completely black, with no visible pupils, which is what gave the phenomenon its name. Christine insists these children are not aggressive, but appear lost, almost as if trapped between worlds. She connects their condition to illnesses from the past, including epidemics that may have caused physical changes during life. According to her theory, these entities remain in the area because of unfinished business. They were supposedly lonely in life and never received a proper burial, continuing to search for peace and recognition. What was standing near that tree? Professional paranormal investigator Steve Hemingway claimed that during an investigation near Pontefract Castle, he managed to capture what he believes to be the famous Black Monk of Pontefract. According to him, the image was taken during a nighttime investigation at a location known for one of the most infamous poltergeist cases in the United Kingdom. In the darker area of the photo, a shadowy silhouette can be seen. It does not appear to resemble an ordinary person. Steve insists that nobody was nearby at the moment the picture was taken and believes the camera captured a manifestation connected to the legend of the Black Monk. Skeptics, however, point to shadows, poor lighting, and the limitations of night photography. Even so, the image remains one of the most discussed in his collection. Was this the legendary figure itself? The story began with an ordinary power outage. A young man was left in a dark room and tried to turn on his phone flashlight to help himself navigate. In the confusion, he accidentally took a photo. At the time, he noticed nothing unusual and continued with his evening. But later that night, while scrolling through his gallery, he came across the image and stopped immediately. In the dim room, a figure could be seen. A small girl in a dress appeared to be standing there, looking directly back toward the camera. At first, he assumed it was just an error or light distortion, but the image looked far too clear to be a random glare. It was that frozen gaze in the darkness that disturbed him most, as if something had entered the frame at the exact moment no one should have been there. Who was standing in that room? During a trip to Adelaide, he visited Z Ward Mental Asylum, an old psychiatric facility surrounded by dark stories. When the tour ended, the group went outside. His friend had already walked quickly toward the car. Her daughter was ahead, and there was no one else nearby. He clearly remembers that nobody was standing around. That was when he took several photographs. Later that night, while reviewing the images, he noticed something disturbing in one frame. A figure was standing there, almost as if it had simply stepped too close into the shot, but the longer he stared at it, the stronger the feeling became that it was not human. The most unsettling part was how still it looked. It did not seem like motion blur or a passing stranger. It looked as if it had not arrived or left, but had simply appeared in the image. Although it could be explained as shadow, blur, or an accidental object, the author remains certain of one thing: at that moment, no living person was there. Who appeared outside the asylum? The owner of this photo said it was taken at the Littleton Arms Hotel in Hagley. His sister was taking a selfie in the women's restroom and, according to her, there was nobody else inside. But when she looked at the photo later, she noticed a strange figure in the background, a pale shape resembling a skeletal face. Frightened, she immediately called her father, who came to pick her up and take her home. Later, after seeing the image, he said the figure vaguely reminded him of his late father. Since then, the family has never been able to rationally explain what exactly appeared in the frame. Who was standing behind her? This photograph was taken during a recent fire in Despinaderos, Argentina. What began as a routine report on firefighters' work quickly turned into a mystery. In one image published by the municipality on social media, attentive viewers noticed a strange figure in the background. The silhouette appears to be watching the scene silently and motionlessly, like a witness or a guardian. The image spread rapidly across Argentine social media. Some believe the photo captured a ghost or spiritual entity. Others see a resemblance to the Virgin Mary and interpret it as a sign of protection during a dangerous moment. Skeptics suggest a more rational explanation: pareidolia, a psychological effect in which the brain perceives familiar shapes in smoke, shadows, or random patterns. The municipality of Despinaderos declined to comment on the nature of the figure. It is known only that the fire was successfully contained, no one was injured, and no buildings suffered serious damage. Still, the question remains: was it merely smoke and light, or something more? What do you think appeared in this photo? Share your thoughts in the comments. After moving into a new home, a young man decided to take a photo to remember the moment. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Some time later, after examining the image more closely, he noticed a strange shape hidden in the darkness behind the staircase. Increasing the brightness revealed what looked like a face or figure. It would have been impossible for a stranger to be in the house. Only 2 people were present at the time: the young man in the photo and the person who took it. So who, or what, was standing there? What do you think was captured in the shadows? Write your opinion in the comments. The author was celebrating a birthday and taking ordinary party photos, never expecting to find anything unusual. Later, while reviewing the images on her phone, she noticed something reflected in a mirror: a silhouette with a pale face and dark hair. The reflection appears to be staring directly into the camera, even though she was alone in the room at the time. She was never able to explain who or what it was, but ever since then, this photo sends chills down her spine whenever she looks at it again. What do you think appeared in the mirror? Write your opinion in the comments. The next photo was taken during a casual gathering of friends. They are certain there were 5 people present that evening, 1 holding the camera and 4 standing in front of it. However, when they reviewed the image the next day, they noticed a strange figure behind them, something that should not have been there. No one could explain where it came from or how it appeared. What do you think joined them in the photo? Write your thoughts in the comments. A woman claims that something terrifying lives in her home. During one party, someone took this photo, and in the center of the frame, directly behind the guests, a distorted female face with glowing eyes appeared. No one present recognized it. Everyone immediately believed it was a ghost. The image left a lasting impression, as if something invisible had been watching the gathering from just behind them. What do you think appeared in this photo? Share your thoughts in the comments. This photo shows the author's niece. She took the picture in a small bathroom where it would have been physically impossible for anyone to stand so close behind her. The dark shape visible behind her back is supposedly just a shower curtain. But there is one detail that makes the image unsettling. At the moment the photo was taken, the girl was completely alone, the door was closed, and no one entered the room. And yet, something about the image suggests that, for a brief moment, something else appeared in that narrow space, something that should not have been there. What do you think was captured in the bathroom? Write in the comments. The young boy was visiting the Jedburgh Castle Jail Museum with his father. Together, they were photographing the dark cells and narrow corridors of the former 19th century reformed prison. Several of the photos turned out poorly, and later the father began deleting the failed shots. But one image made him stop. In the accidental photograph, instead of his son's face, a floating figure appeared in the doorway of a prison cell. The outline of the silhouette was so clear that it could not be dismissed as glare or shadow. The father immediately realized that something had been captured that neither of them had seen with their own eyes. The prison, built in the 1820s and closed in 1868 due to its brutal conditions, has long been associated with dark rumors. Executions were carried out there, and decades later, after the building became a museum, visitors began reporting strange shadows, flickering lights, and human-like shapes appearing in the corridors. Until then, none of these stories have been supported by photographic evidence. The most infamous ghost of the jail is believed to be a prisoner named Edwin MacArthur, executed in 1855. According to legend, his spirit still wanders the cells, frightening those who linger too long. Now, for the first time, a photograph that was nearly deleted appears to show exactly such a presence. An ordinary failed shot may have become the most convincing proof that someone, or something, never left the old prison. What do you think was captured in this photo? Write your thoughts in the comments. This photograph was taken at the end of a carnival parade in Mazatlan. A father was taking a picture of his daughter with her friend. Only days later, while reviewing the photos, they noticed a small girl peeking out from beneath them. What made the image especially disturbing was the girl's gray skin. There was no clear explanation for how she could have been there. The walkway was far too high for a child to appear from below, and her appearance stood out sharply from the rest of the scene. The photograph left the family with a deep sense of unease, as if something unknown had intruded into their memory. Who do you think the child was? Write your thoughts in the comments. This photograph was taken by a young woman's aunt. Only later, while closely examining the image, she noticed a strange figure in a window, despite the fact that no one was inside the house at the time. The shape appeared to be watching quietly from within, as if something unseen had paused just long enough to be caught on camera. What do you think was standing in the window? Share your opinion in the comments. A group of friends often go skateboarding and enjoy taking group photos. Everything seemed normal until they began reviewing their pictures. One detail stood out immediately. Another photo, taken just moments before this one, showed no one behind them. But in this image, a tall figure appears in the background. Considering the time the photo was taken, it was unlikely that anyone could have been inside the shop behind them. It was already closed. And the figure itself appears far too tall to be an ordinary person. What exactly was captured in this photo remains unknown. What do you think it was? Share your thoughts in the comments. A family photograph turned into a nightmare when a woman captured her nephews playing in the living room. Later, when the image was enlarged, a dark face appeared, staring at the children from the screen of the turned-off television. Its left side was shrouded in shadow, its expression empty yet unnervingly human. There was nothing in the room that could have created such a reflection. Later, The family learned that the previous owner of the house had taken his own life there. The photo remains one of the most disturbing ever shared online, as if the man's spirit was still trying to be seen. What do you see in the reflection? This photograph was taken in 2003 inside an abandoned tuberculosis hospital that operated from 1926 to 1961. The building had long been a source of local fear. Creaking doors, whispers in the halls, cold spots where no draft could reach. In the photo, two women stand posing for the camera, unaware of what's behind them. Through the cracked window, a dark figure can be seen staring directly at them. The floor level makes it impossible for anyone to have been standing there from outside. Investigators later confirmed there was no one else in the building that night. Was it one of the long-dead patients, still watching from behind the glass? A group of paranormal investigators was invited to explore an old, abandoned hotel in Arkansas. The building had a dark history, mysterious deaths, strange sounds, lights flickering without reason. During their investigation, they took a series of photos in one of the hallways. In one frame, a tall, human-like shape appeared at the far end of the corridor. The figure looked translucent, almost fading into the walls, yet distinctly humanoid. None of the team members had been near that spot. Some say it was the ghost of a drifter who died there long ago, still searching for the room he never found. What was really standing there that night? In the woods of Georgia, a family discovered an abandoned hunting cabin. They decided to take a few photos before leaving. During the shoot, one family member suddenly felt a rush of cold air pass by, though there was no wind. Later, when they looked through the pictures on their computer, they noticed a dark, fast-moving figure crossing the frame. Experts insisted it was simply a human caught mid-motion, blurred by low light. But believers saw something else, a translucent form with no clear edges, glowing faintly against the trees. Some say it might be the spirit of a hunter who vanished in those woods decades ago. What do you think? Camera trick or ghost caught in motion? The final image in this collection was taken inside an old church in France using a simple film camera. The photographer, a studio technician with 10 years of experience, said he had never seen anything like it. In the photo, a shadowy figure seems to walk directly through the church doors, holding something bright in its hands, perhaps a candle or something far stranger. The woman who had ordered the photo prints was so terrified when she saw the image that she refused to collect them, leaving the picture, and the mystery, behind. The church has since been closed to the public, but locals claim lights still flicker behind its sealed doors at night. What do you think? Was it just a trick of the camera, or something that was never meant to be seen? This photograph, taken by the father of a little girl, once spread across the internet, shocking thousands. At first glance, it seems ordinary, a child sitting on the floor, playing with her toys. But right in front of her, a pale white shape appears, forming the faint outline of a human figure. Viewers around the world were convinced it was no camera glitch or dust reflection, but the spirit of the girl's late mother, returning to play with her daughter even after death. The figure's posture seems gentle, almost protective, as if watching over the child from another world. What do you think? A coincidence, or proof that a mother's love truly never dies? Write your thoughts in the comments. The Whaley house in San Diego is drenched in tragedy. Countless visitors have claimed to see strange figures and hear footsteps echoing through empty rooms. This particular photo, taken in the living room, shows a faint figure sitting quietly on the couch. The shape appears to be that of a woman wearing old-fashioned clothing, her head slightly bowed. Many believe it to be the ghost of Anna Whaley, the matriarch of the family, who continues to dwell in her home long after her death. Guides say the air in that room is always colder, as if something unseen still occupies the space. Do you believe that spirits can remain where they once lived? Another eerie image that quickly gained attention online. The photo shows a man standing in front of his house, but in the window behind him, a shadowy female figure can be seen. Her form is faint but clearly human, standing completely still, watching him. Some say it's just a reflection or trick of the light. Others believe it's the ghost of a woman who once lived there, forever staring out the same window where her life ended. The expression on her pale, indistinct face seems full of sorrow or warning. What could she be watching for? This chilling story comes from the quiet countryside of Kentucky. Local legend tells of a soldier who, in a fit of rage, threw his wife from a bridge into the dark river below. Her body was never recovered. Years later, a photograph was taken near that same bridge, and in it, a faint, floating figure can be seen, resembling a woman dressed in white. Residents claim her spirit still wanders the area, soaked in silence, waiting for someone who never came back. Some say, on foggy nights, her sobs can still be heard under the bridge. What do you think? Is this just a story, or something more? Easton Cemetery in Connecticut is one of the most haunted burial grounds in the United States. Its ghostly reputation draws curious visitors from all over the country. The image in question appears to show a glowing woman standing among the graves, her long dress trailing like mist. Locals say she's the White Lady, a restless spirit who appears on the nearby roads at night. Many drivers report seeing her suddenly materialize in front of their cars, forcing them to swerve. Some survived to tell the story, others didn't. Those who've seen her face describe it as lifeless and sorrowful, as if mourning something she can never reclaim. What was she looking for that night?
I see saints with shark teeth grinning through sermons, halo held on with duct tape and bourbon. They preach clean hands while washing them in blood. Call it holy water, smells like a bribe in the blood. Every promise